Time for a cool, refreshing drink of my dad. My dad, the taste of a generation.
There's the intro.
Yeah, straighten your legs and point your toes. That's the only thing that show has taught me about dance. That and the fact that if you dote on one kid and then make all the other kids jealous of that kid, the rest of the kids step up the game. They do become better dancers, but it fucks their mental health up something terrible. That's what I've learned from dance mums. How was your cruise?
Starving Artist podcast. You already know what it is.
How deep are we in? 4 minutes.
Yeah, I can cut that if needs be. I'll knock it down.
Leave it in.
Yeah,
Leave it in.
We've not seen it. We've not seen each other in like a month.
Yeah,
which is rare. I think
since the last podcast, really, probably a little bit. We've done like one studio session in between.
Yeah, probably was. Yeah, I've been on the Al cruises there, performing for the elderly. Let's face it.
Oh yeah. They're all right. Did you get given much chocolate?
Every night.
They do.
No, only because a little Filipino lady that made up our beds leaves you a little chocolate on the pillow.
Oh, right,
which is quite sick.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm going to say to Abby, hey, Abby, this is what's been going on while I've been gone.
Yeah, I've been getting fed chocolate by the Filipinos.
Yeah, you want to up your act a bit.
Where's me at home chocolate?
Yeah. Yeah, so I was doing the cruises. We did 2. First one was just a little 4-dayer around the Spanish coast.
Oh, yeah.
The travel was a bollocks to get there. Basically, long story short, the night before there was some sort of mix-up on the cruise company's like system, and they basically unbooked us from everything. So we got to the airport, and the airline was like, "No, you're not on this," and we were like, "But we already have boarding pass," and they were like, not anymore.
Not according to us, you don't. Yeah. Anyone could make that, mate.
So we had to spend, like a day in various
Oh, really? Because that
airports.
QR code's taking me to a Thai betting website. You know that happened in my old work?
What?
They had these charts in the toilets, and it'd be like, listen, if your piss is this colour, you want to go to the doctor. If your piss is this colour, you're sound.
Which works this?
The factory.
Right, okay.
So, like, in the men's toilets.
Yeah, right.
You sit down, you look at the door of the cubicle, it's like, by the way, turn around and have a look. If your piss is like this, you're not well.
Where on the Michael Jackson scale is your piss?
Exactly. Is it clear? If so, you're good. Don't tell anyone about it. If it's this colour, tell your boss. You need to go home right now.
Tell your boss.
Tell your boss you need to go home to the hospital.
Sir, my piss is brown. I'm sorry.
So it's a number 5 on the toilet scale. Oh, what are you even doing in? Go home, mate. I'll ring them for you. But yeah, there was a QR code at the bottom of that chart being like, and if you need more information about your piss, by all means, come this way.
This is what happens when we've not seen each other for a month and we try and start the podcast. Like, there's things that I like had as what I was going to talk about today, and we've gone straight from dance mums with no intro to the piss chart.
Let me tell you, lad.
Hey, the piss chart, next Arctic Monkeys album.
So clearly, no one had used this QR code, right?
Yeah.
Either everyone's piss is fine, or no one's willing to admit that they've got really unhealthy piss, right? Because no one had discovered it until like 3, 4, maybe 5 years after these things were fucking put up. Someone scans this QR code, goes to the boss. It was a massive deal. Fucking, it took you to a Thai betting website. You'd be like, oh my god, this poor soul. Oh my god, my piss is the wrong colour. I need more information about this so urgently that I can't wait until I get home. I've got to check now in the toilets.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? Slots. You know what I mean?
Also,
and what's this funny language?
Yeah. To have the balls to then go up to your manager and be like, look, my piss is really unhealthy and I need to go home, but that's not important right now. Because I think it's an abomination that this health QR code takes you to a Thai betting website.
And would you believe? All I wanted was some helpful information about my piss. And now I'm in Thai debt.
Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, my piss is an unhealthy colour and I'm in Thai debt. I've got kidney disease and the Thai mafia's on me.
Yeah, no, it was a major deal. We had to go around taking down all the signs, all the piss signs, being like, no, you can't have that. You can't have that. Someone might accidentally put a bet on.
Yeah, they might think they're trying to get health advice on the colour of their piss.
Well, one minute I'm
accidentally-
having a slash, and the next minute I'm putting a bet on the horses. I just don't know how I got here.
It is mad, isn't it, how in society you have to factor in for the fact that, like, one person's going to be an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, every time I see a sign that says something blatantly obvious, I think, somebody's done that though, haven't they? That's why there has to be a sign. When I was on one of the ships, on the hot tub, there was a sign next to it with like rules and regulations, and at the bottom one, it was like, do not use the hot tub if you've got diarrhea. And it's like, it kind of goes without saying, doesn't it? You know what I mean? But somebody has not thought that far through, completely soiled the hot tub, and now there has to be a sign.
Oh my God.
So we go to check in,
Right.
and they're like, yeah,
And your piss is fine at this
and my
point.
piss is fine at this point. Yeah. It didn't go sour till later on. And they're like, yeah, you don't exist, boys. Now, luckily, like, the other guys in the band have been doing this for like a decade, right? So I don't have to really sort anything, but they're on the
This
phone.
is their
to, like,
it ain't their first.
yeah,
rodeo,
exactly.
they've been
They're on the
here
phone
before,
to like the band's agent, and then the cruise company, and then the agent's on the phone to the cruise company.
Listen, the airport man's saying that I don't exist. My piss is about a 3. I really need your
There's
help.
no access to clean water in this part of the airport. It's only getting worse.
And the worst thing is I'm trying to get help about it, but every QR code just sends me to this site betting website.
Yeah, that was the most recent scandal in Manchester Airport, actually, is that every QR code in the public section of the airport takes you to a Thai betting website.
Oh, you can bet on dogfight.
So that, yeah, you can,
Televised.
you can bet on a
There's a radio broadcast.
you can bet on a Thai boxing match that you'll never see. You just have to trust.
Yeah, I really hope Superbon wins.
So we had to basically spend a day in airports. We had like a few hours in Manchester Airport, and then they were like, "Oh, we can only get you to Barcelona via Heathrow." So then we had to go out. We just had to go have a Wagamama's in Heathrow. Like, oh, what a shame. So that was a bit of a pain in the ass, and we were only on the ship for 2 nights. We were meant to have a day in Barcelona before we got on the ship, but obviously that like went out the window because we had to spend a day having a Wagamama's in the airport. But it was interesting because it was like a largely American audience, right? It was Carnival was the cruise company, which is like an American company. So I got on and I was like, oh, Americans. And then by the end I was like, oh, Americans? You know, like
Americans
they're
are
all like
only about 2.
they're all chatty, which like you find on cruises anyway, is that people are willing to just fucking talk to you. But
Yeah, they're all on holiday, aren't they?
yeah, exactly.
Hi, I'm in
Yeah.
a good mood.
Yeah, well, but it was good for the. Yeah. And I show up with my Englishness, being like, "Don't fucking talk to me. I don't want to."
I'm actually in work.
Yeah, I mean,
Hi, well, I'm on holiday, so you must be too.
so, but it was good for the shows because they were really enthusiastic, and I didn't fully realise that until we got on the second ship, which was a British ship.
Yeah,
and
misery asses.
yeah, I mean, the demographic was slightly like the first one was kind of, I'd say, 40s to 70s. The second one was maybe 60 to 80s, right? So the demographic was older anyway.
The happiest group in the UK.
Yes, and also it was a.
I've got something to tell you about that. In a minute.
we got on it at the back end of a world cruise, so we were only on for the last 2
So
weeks.
they're all knackered.
But
as well.
they'd been on the ship since fucking January.
Oh my god.
So we show up and they're like, "Oh, you guys must be the new guest entertainment." And we're like, "How could you tell? Is it because we're 30 years younger than everybody else on board?"
Fresh meat. Show me all your fresh meat. Fresh meat. Yeah, my god.
And you know, they were nice, and everyone was like chatty and lovely. Apart from one incident, actually, right? Let me tell you about this.
Was he bald?
He was bald, yeah.
I
he
knew
was
it,
he was
there
one of
that.
them where he's like bald in the middle, but he had hair at the side.
Yeah, of course.
So I won't name this shipping company,
Yeah.
and I also probably won't clip this bit because it is like work.
yeah.
But so this is about 2 nights in, right? We'd been docked in St. Martin, which is in the Caribbean, in the day. We'd gone out in the day to the beach. I got horrendously sunburnt, like to the point where my ankle was so bad that it was like, you know, like your nan's ankles, so like swell up and go all red. You know what I mean?
It happened to my uncle in Bulgaria. His legs look like a pizza. They're
Yeah,
disgusting.
literally, mate. It was fucked. I was like, how did this happen? I was putting sun cream on. But so we'd been the beach and stuff, and then we'd come back and had a chill, and we were going for food, right? Now, on the ships, there's like tiers of where you can eat, right? The buffet is like fair game. You can just fucking go in your shorts and stuff. Then there's the main restaurant, which is still free, like included in your package, but it's like,
You gotta put a top on.
yeah, like it's not posh, but you know, you wouldn't go in
Shoes.
your gym gear and stuff. And then there's like the expensive restaurants that you pay extra for and you have to dress fancy for. So we weren't in the buffet, but we were in just main restaurant, normal, standard, as if you were just going for like a pub lunch was how you dress. I was dressed like cool as well, right? I had these jeans on, some boots, a fucking nice like what's the word, like lacy shirt. But because we'd been to the beach, I had a chance to wash my hair since, so I had a cap on, and it was a nice cap. It's a Ralph Lauren cap, right?
Yeah.
It's not just like I'm wearing a fucking baseball cap with shorts and t-shirt. It was part of the outfit. It worked. There was kind of like almost a bit of a Western vibe going on, and we sat waiting for our food, and an elderly gentleman comes over and says something along the lines of, my wife is very distressed about your hat, and we think it's proper to take your hat off when you're in a restaurant. So would you mind just taking it off for me? And I sort of like, I don't like those sort of conflicty moments.
Well, I'm distressed by your fucking baldness. So
Yeah.
why don't you just grow your hair out, you mug? Get out my fucking face now or I'll slap your head clean off.
So I'm always trying to
I
like.
mean, the proper etiquette probably is take your hat off when you go into like a restaurant, isn't it? I
Well,
suppose.
but I guess if
you
you're
take your hat off, you take your coat off, you know.
if you're of a certain age, I guess.
But
right?
like, you know, if you're on a fucking boat,
Yeah, and also this
You know what I mean?
man, and also probably about 6 other men in my eye line were wearing the most disgusting Hawaiian shirts you've ever fucking seen.
yeah,
like,
with cargo shorts on.
yeah,
And they're
it's-
like, you're not dressed formal enough,
yeah,
you.
and I sort of I'm trying to like I always try and make light of situations, and I don't want things to be awkward. I sort of just said,
Haha, fuck you, buddy.
I just said, oh, I can turn it round for you, and he just sort of like stared at me,
yeah.
and he was like, no, I really would appreciate. Can you just take the hat off, please? And I was kind of like, and the lads that I was with were like, yeah, I could tell it was an awkward situation because I'm the new guy in that in that world, and normally if anything happens, like they will like jump in and do the talk, but like that's just a generally awkward situation. So all of us were kind of like just sat there,
Yeah,
like,
who's
what?
going to tell this guy to fuck
Yeah.
off? Cause I suppose, I mean, if it was me, I'd have probably just like turned around and been like, oh, sound, whatever, I don't fucking care, take the hat off. But at the same time, there's no need for you to bow down to that.
Yeah, well-
Who died and made him the fucking king?
Yeah,
Take
literally.
your hat off.
Well, you know what it is? It's the
You know
principle
what
as much as anything else. And I then jokingly said, oh, well, what's underneath the hat is worse than the hat. I've not washed my hair today. And he was like, oh, well, you know, I'm bald.
Yeah, well, listen, pal, maybe you could do with trying a hat.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, I'll take this. So I had to take it off, right?
Yeah.
Which, like, I don't mind. It's whatever. Like,
Now listen here, son. I'm not going to leave you alone until you take
Yeah,
off
well,
the hat. So you
literally,
might as well just take it off now.
that was the vibe. Like,
You'll be wasting both our time if you don't take off that hat now, son. You know, I
it's-
can do this for hours.
it's the thing that
No, I'm
bothered
going
me.
to follow you to your room. No. Oh, enjoy the pool, are you? With your hat on still, I see. I'm not going to leave you alone until you take off that hat, my boy.
It's the principle, right? Because I took it off and I was a bit pissed off because I was like, I've got like beach hair and now I'm just sat there, and it's like ruined my outfit because I'd coordinated it, and it looked cool.
I mean, you've not worn the hat on accident.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like
right.
you've
Yeah.
got, oh, fucking hell, this old thing. Oh, sorry, I didn't even realise. Yeah, I grow them.
But it's
You know what I mean?
it's the principle of I can't say no to him in that scenario because he is
Because
a paying
he's a
guest,
customer of yours,
and
innit, at
I
that
am
point,
I am being paid to be here, and we're lucky that if you're normal crew on the ship and you're doing the long 6 months contracts and stuff, you don't get to go and eat in the public areas, but because we are guest entertainers and we get brought on for this little period and we play a few shows, like we are afforded that opportunity to have those nice things. So I can't cause any sort of conflict there.
Yeah, you don't
I
want
have
him to put in a complaint to the company and you not get another deal with
Yeah,
them.
exactly.
Because you said, fuck off with you talking about me hat.
Like, if we were just in the fucking Crown, I'd be like, mate, I'm not taking my hat off.
Fuck off.
You could just go away, mate. but in that scenario, like, I can't do it. So that pissed me off. But what's good is, so in the restaurant, we had a private table, so it was just 4 of us. But there are tables that are like big round tables that seat like 8. So you'll get put with just another group of people that you don't know. But obviously, like I say, these have been on the ship for like 2 months at this point. So everyone had their table and their group and they met each other and they sat together every night. And he was at a big round table sort of over there. And apparently I found out over the coming days that nobody else at the table apart from him and his wife. Which, by the way, also, if your wife's so distressed, why don't she fucking come over and tell me, you big cuck?
Be a man, for God's sake. Go and tell me yourself.
You tell your wife to fuck off, you know what I mean? So that I don't have to tell you to fuck off. What?
Don't be coming over here and acting brave, because we all know you're a shitbag who's scared of his missus.
Yeah. Well, I would have also appreciated if he'd have come over and gone, look, lads, I'm not really bothered about this hat thing, but my wife's kicking up a bit of fuss. Can you
shut
just
up about your hat? Can you just?
Yeah, I sort of would have respected that more.
We're 4 months deep on this fucking holiday. It's not gone how we thought. She won't shut up about your hat. Just fucking. Can you just help us out? So I'd go. Yeah. This is for you.
I found out. Take it, have the hat, give it to your wife. I found out subsequently that none of the other guests on that table thought that was okay, what he did to me, because walking around the ship,
it's not okay.
Walking around the ship like a day or two later, a man come up to me and went, I'm awfully sorry about what happened at dinner the other day. Like, personally, I don't think you should have hats on in that sort of scenario, but it was completely out of place for him to come up and like make you take your hat off. Then a few days later, another guy said it to me. One night I was a bit seasick, so I didn't go to dinner. And the other guys just went, and apparently a woman was like, I'm so sorry about the other day. Like, and I think also because there was 2 nights where I was feeling a bit ill and I didn't go to dinner, they thought that I felt
push you out the restaurant. Oh, poor lad, he don't want to come back without his hat.
Yeah. And then after that, every time, like if we were already sat at dinner and the people from that table came in, they all made a point of saying, "Oh, good evening, lads." Like, and the guy came up and was like, "Evening,
getting
lads."
known for being the guy who got chastised for wearing a hat.
I know, yeah, it is.
Oh, look, it's the guy who's not allowed a hat. What's he doing now? Getting a hot dog with no hat, I see.
But I feel like it
Hatless.
backfired more on that guy because he was like, then became known as the guy who made the kid take his hat off.
For wearing hats.
And like, even there was one day when
the guy whose wife can't handle someone wearing a hat. Excuse me, son. My wife can't handle you wearing that hat.
We were watching a show. We were watching one of the shows that they had on like a week later, and the guy and his wife were sat a couple rows in front of us, and one of the lads in the band leaned over to me and said, I dare you to go over to them and say, it really offends me that your wife's not clapping after any of the songs finish, because they were just like sat there.
Yeah, the proper etiquette is to clap.
Yeah. And it was funny, like a couple of, like in the second week, we didn't make port a lot because we flew to the Caribbean, did like 2 islands there, and then sailed across the Atlantic. So we had like 7 days of just fucking sea, which was grim. But then when we made port in Ponta Delgada, again, we were just wandering around the town, and obviously everyone gets off the ship, so the town's just full of tourists from your ship. And a random guy walked past me and went, "What have we told you about that hat, eh?" I was like, joking with me.
You should have said to him, "Oh, listen, mate. can see that your wife's not wearing a life jacket. It's making me extremely anxious. I'd feel a lot better if she put on a life jacket.
Also,
for
like,
ideally the rest of the cruise.
Yeah, she can't go in the pool without a life jacket.
It's making me very anxious. It's making my bandmates anxious. I've texted my bird about it. She's worried sick. Just here's one.
So
Just pop that on.
So that was like, you know, the only rude. Apart from that, everyone was dead nice, but it was weird because seeing the difference between an American audience and an English audience is even more pronounced in a situation like that, because normally, like, you and I are used to playing in like venues, and even now, like, when I do the covers stuff, it's in like a bar where people are getting pissed and like they're doing their own thing, or they get up and they dance and they sing. Whereas this is like, it was like in a theatre. Everyone comes in, they sit and they watch your show, right?
Yeah.
So that's a whole different dynamic as is. But with the American audience, you felt so much more comfortable because they would sing and dance and clap along and like be really enthusiastic.
Like they want to be there.
Yeah, exactly, like during and between the songs.
Yeah,
Whereas
for English people, it's very kind of, you get given your ticket to go to the theatre thing and you go, fucking hell, I wonder how shit this is going to be.
Yeah.
Go down and have a look.
Yeah.
You sit there, whoever you're with, you go, fucking hell, he looks like a twat, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But like, because
Look at that one on the end, he's not even wearing that hat. Do you remember that when I said that to him before he took it off the fucking mug? The Americans would be like, you see that guy's hat? Oh my God.
the English audience is very much like, impress me then. Whereas the American audience is like, somebody's doing a show, sick. Like, they're entertaining
Thank you
us.
so much for giving me this beautiful entertainment, this art of yours. Whereas, over here, it's like, what have you got? What are you going to give me?
Don't get me wrong, the British people were really... So at the end of the show...
Well done, you won me over.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah.
well done. I'm surprised by the fact that wasn't absolute shit.
Yeah, exactly, because
Because we're so used to everything being shit over here.
Yeah, literally. We run off the front of the stage at the end of the show and go through the auditorium and stand at the doors, and we sort of greet people as everyone's going out and stuff. And the British audience is nice afterwards, but it was just interesting to see like the distinction during the show. And even like we videoed the shows, and on the one on the American ship, like during the last song, you can see it's a good footage actually, because like you can see the audience just like stood up and like clapping along, and it's like there's an atmosphere. Whereas the British audience are just like, okay, I'm enjoying the show, and then the show's done, and then I'm going to leave. You know what I mean? And it's difficult because you're just looking at people's faces and you can't really tell.
Well, this actually brings me on to the point that I was going to make before.
Go on.
About it's a bit to do with old people as well, and a bit to do with them being misers over here. So I was walking to work like last week, right?
Yeah.
Are you aware of the fact that our town is putting quite a big investment into becoming the UK's town of culture this year?
I'd heard about this.
Yeah,
yes.
they're making an effort, right? So they're building like a little plaza and stuff. It's built around my place of work. My place of work is not factored into these blueprints that I've seen. My boss has no intention of selling that building.
Yeah.
Don't know how the fuck I'm doing this. Like, and then there's going to be a plaza with a big fucking bingo in the middle of it. Like. But they've done this like mural, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bit that walks down. Now this won't make sense to the audience, but you've got the pub, and then you got like the range and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So there's this big wall. It's normally got benches along the side. They've moved the benches to the other side so that they can put this mural up. And it's this like big graphic designy sort of like banner. And it's all about the history of the town and the shit that we've done here that you wouldn't realise, right? So it's like, you know, pictures of weird old technologies and faces that you don't know in interviews with like rugby players and stuff.
Right.
And I'm walking along and it's like the grand opening of all of it. I'm like, oh shit, this thing must be opening today. Madness. Get out of my way though, I'm late. And there's this little old lady with like her shopping bags and stuff stood there with her daughter, and she's looking at this mural, like reading it and that. And I'm out thinking like, oh, she's proper asked about this. Like, yeah, it's their little town. She goes, they'll ruin anything, won't they? What the fuck have you just said, Doris? You know what I mean? And I got to work and I couldn't shake it. I turned around to one of my mates there and I said, you won't believe what I've just heard. This bitch, like, she turned around and said they'll ruin anything. What if they ruined a plain brick wall?
Yeah.
What if they ruined it with lovely artwork? what have they ruined?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, they'll ruin anything.
Yeah, I'm playing Brick Wall. I'm playing Brick Wall, which, by the way, has only been there for about 10, 15 years. Because
Yeah, it's not a historic fucking wall.
Yeah, it's a new shopping complex that the wall is
It's
in.
on the side of a Boots.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's on the on the other side of that wall. There's face cream.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like it's fucking 300 years old.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It just threw me off. I was like, wow.
Yeah. That's so British, isn't it?
Innit? They'll
It's
ruin
proper
anything.
British.
And she was so pissed off as well, though. She went, oh, they'll ruin anything. It was the O at the start. Oh, oh, fucking hell. Look what they've done. My beautiful town, ruining it with all your artwork.
Well, it is funny, isn't it? Like, you don't get as much, and I think that's one of the differences between the small town mentality and like the city mentality. Because like near where I live in Liverpool, it's like it's like that.
Yeah, that part of Liverpool where you live, if something like that was to crop up, you wouldn't even notice because it blends into the rest of the fucking art. Over here, it's like you've got people playing drums and stuff going, look, we put up a brand new poster. Oh my God. Everyone's going ape shit. There's like trumpets playing and shit. Honestly, you should have seen town on that day. It was fucking wild over what is essentially a poster.
Yeah.
And the controversy that this poster had caused in the lives of these people. Some people are like, oh, isn't it brilliant? Other people are like, oh, this is horrible. Get rid of it. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not even a controversial piece. You're talking about the fact that fucking, like, I didn't even read it. You're talking about the fact that the Vikings won the Club World Cup in like the 80s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and also this is the thought that we come back to quite a lot on this podcast is the idea of like the general public are just Philistines and they don't appreciate like anything that is like artistic or aesthetic or historical. Like,
Yeah, literally.
they're just like, oh, this wasn't there before and you've put it there now. Whereas you and I would be
I was looking forward to walking through this corridor without seeing any colour. What the fuck have you done that for? I only like the colour brown. It's what I'm familiar with.
yeah, whereas like you and I would be like, oh, sick. Oh,
Yeah, look,
you know what I mean?
the colour blue next to orange. Oh my God. And they're like, what do you mean it's not brown?
Yeah.
Well, is it grey? What do you mean it's not grey? Well, it must be one of them. Other hues, my art.
What? Oh, what a bland world we live in.
What's this you're saying about other hues and saturations?
Well, this is also this is why, like, you know, like, I don't know if you might not have experienced this, but a lot of sort of low-level people that would
Low-level people. Come off it, lad.
No. I mean like businesses, like small, low-level, local like businesses, vendors.
It's a local shop for local people.
They've started things where they would normally have to like use Canva or outsource their graphic design, like pubs and stuff are starting to use like just AI to like to make their like gig posters or whatever. And they don't realize that looks shit because nobody's got any aesthetic sensibility, you know what I mean? Like, we just assume that, like, we see something and we go, oh, that looks cool or that doesn't look cool, and we don't necessarily always think about why we know that, but we know that because, like, you and I have spent years admiring other people's art and making our own art.
Deep the why of it. I feel like that's why I am the way that I am with that shit. When I was looking at that poster, I was thinking, I like that. Why do I like that? I was like, oh, it makes me kind of feel proud of where I'm from. I didn't realise we had this much shit going on.
Yeah.
I like the...
I didn't realise I was proud of where I'm from.
I didn't realise I was proud to be local. But like, I've come in here being like, oh, like the orange and the blue to get like, I've picked up on the colour choices and shit, you know what I mean? And then I'm walking past it and I'm hearing they'll bloody ribbing anything. Well, I don't know. It blew my head off. I'm still pissed off about it. I wish I knew a name so that I could fucking fight her.
I think this about music as well. Often is like, if someone says something shit, but they can't tell me why they don't like it,
then it's not a valid
then
opinion.
It's exactly right. Because like, we can critique music and art to
tell
some degree, and like
shut the fuck up.
And like, even if other people don't agree with our opinion, at least we can go, okay, this is what I didn't like about it, and that's why I think that's good, and that's why I think that's not good. But if you just go, oh, I just don't like it, it doesn't sound good, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, but it is good. And the fact that you don't understand that and you can't tell me why you don't think it
tell me
sounds
why
good.
it's bad then. Or at least tell me why it's not good. Because you know what? So at time of recording, WrestleMania is on. We were discussing.
That's
I was going to do it away from the mic, but then I figured, you know what?
for the bit.
Yeah, for the bit. For the audio-only listeners, you know.
You do know that the video has audio as well.
Yeah. And for the visual listeners... and so there's a wrestler on the card. His name's Austin Theory. It's fine to give out about him. I don't know him.
Right.
And basically, I was saying, I was like, there's something about this guy that just isn't entertaining to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I can't pick up on what it is. But instead of going, I just don't like him.
Yeah.
I sat there and I was like, what is it that I don't like then?
Yeah.
What if you could change parts, what would does he need to grow his hair out? He's bald. Does he need to grow his hair out? Oh, you know what I mean? I was having that discussion, whereas I feel like I don't know, I feel like that's sort of missed out on with a lot of stuff. You just take it at face value and go, that's shit, moving on.
Yeah. And well, actually thinking about it now, like I probably do that more than I realise, because I'm just thinking, like, as you're saying that, I went to watch a film the other day called The Drama.
Mm. Is it any good?
Yeah.
I've seen adverts for it. It looks.
Yeah, I think you.
Is she cheating on him or something?
No,
or is he cheating on her?
You know what?
They're both whacking other
you
people
know what, mate,
or something. Tom Holland's getting cheated on either way.
I'm not going to tell you what it is, because I think you should genuinely go see it, because it's like, it raises a really good moral and psychological dilemma, and it explores it quite well. And then you come out of the cinema and you have the conversation. Like, I went with Abby and we spent the whole walk home talking about, like, well, what would you have done? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very good. But I'm thinking about when I was sat in the cinema watching that, and while it's happening, I am going, this is good, but I'm also picking up on, like, oh, I like how that shot is like that, or how that music cue comes in there, or how they've discussed this thing that actually is a mirror of what they've already discussed, like 4 scenes earlier or whatever. So I think I do pick up on it more, because, like, we've kind of almost trained ourselves to do it.
Yeah,
like, subconsciously.
So after our last session, we spent a while in the car talking weirdly about the Barbie movie, which has just come onto Netflix. So,
how's it?
Yeah, perfect time to talk about it on the pod, right?
Yeah.
And this kind of ties in. I was saying there's elements of that film that I thought were brilliant, and there's elements of that film that I thought was shit.
Yeah. Same.
And when I came out of it and I went out with my friends, they were all like, well, what do you expect? When I'd say, like, I didn't like this aspect. But, well, what do you expect? It's the Barbie movie. I was like, what I expect is for the highest grossing movie of the year to, like, do certain things different. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because...
It's also being able to pick up on, like, the set design was incredible, but the messaging was a little bit funky,
and also, like, if you're gonna commit to one thing, you know what I mean? It's not like you came out of watching fucking Super Mario 2 and went, that was shit, and people went, yeah, but it is just the Super Mario movie. That's fair enough, because you don't expect that
the
to have...
Super Mario movie wasn't trying to be a political piece.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not going to talk about it as if it is a political piece. But if you're trying to do this thing about gender politics, I'm going to come out and I'm going to treat it as though it's propaganda, because it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I need a drink, so I'm going to say we'll take a quick break, because I've got another topic that I want to talk about. So we'll do the last segment on that. Hello, I just want to interrupt the episode very quickly to give a shout out to our sponsors, us, this podcast, right? We've just recently started season 2 with a brand new YouTube channel, which this video is on. This is episode 3, but there's 2 more episodes for you to go and watch. Last episode, we had a special guest, John O'Tringham, co-hosting. It was a super good episode. You should go check it out. We talked about a lot of interesting stuff about the music industry. And also, if you head to the playlists page on the new YouTube channel, you can watch all of season 1, which was on the previous channel. So please do subscribe. Make sure you're following us on our social media and on Spotify. And we'll see you with the rest of the episode. Peace. So, something I wanted to talk to you about specifically.
Oh.
Right, I was having some thoughts while I was away.
My valuable opinion.
Dark thought, no.
I was having dark thoughts and I thought you might be able to shed some light.
So before I went away, I was told that on the second ship we were on, which we were on for 2 weeks, that Wi-Fi was not included in our package of privileges that we get as being guests.
At least no one told you that they'd had visions of you drowning at sea or something. That'd have been much worse.
No. At least we haven't both been talking about our dreams of dark water for the past 2 years. I have got a video to show you. Actually, I took a video one night. We'd been in the bar and it was like late. It was like 1 a.m, and the lifts were next to the door to go outside on the top deck. And I just sort of, someone went out just before me, and I sort of peered out. I thought, oh, I'll go have a gander. I'll see if I can like conquer a bit of this fear. I went and stood like near the railing and just looked out to sea, and my mind could not comprehend. There was less than nothing. It was just black.
Yeah,
I could see
terrifying.
railing and then black. I couldn't see the sea below. I couldn't see the horizon. There was no
I'm
moonlight.
just as afraid of that as like I'm waking up in the desert.
Yeah.
Like, and you
Oh,
look
yeah.
around and you go, "There's not even any cliffs. This
Yeah.
is bollocks."
But yeah, for the first 4 days of the Atlantic crossing, I saw nothing but sea, no other ship, nothing, which is like crazy to think about when you consider. Apparently, the horizon was like 12 miles away, so
Yeah.
12 miles in every direction for 4
No
days.
one's coming to save you in it. That's
Yeah.
the fear. It's like, oh, if something goes wrong here, I'll drown before anyone can get to me.
Yeah.
Like,
But so anyway,
it doesn't take long to drown.
no, not at
I
all.
don't think, anyway. I've never done it myself.
Well, probably not. I mean, it depends how cold the water is, I suppose.
Yeah.
But anyway, so before we went, I was told that we weren't going to have the Wi-Fi package. And I thought, you know what? Nice little chance for a little detox. I won't be able to speak to Abby. That'll be a bit of a shame. But yeah, exactly. So I was like, take a couple books, I might write a bit. I downloaded a few things, like podcasts and stuff to listen to or whatever. But I was like, you know what? I'll go off grid. It'll be sound. I deleted Instagram off my phone, which is a sort of common occurrence anyway, ever since I used to have 2 phones. One phone, because I need social media for like this shit.
Yeah.
I used to have one phone for social media and one normal phone, and I could kind of leave the social media one away when I didn't want it. But that phone broke, so now I have to have it on my normal phone. And since then, I've sort of found myself using it more because it's there, you know what I mean? But I thought, nice little detox. And then we got on the ship, and on the second day, one of the lads was like, oh, yeah, by the way, like, we're going to pay out of, like, the band's bank account to get us all a Wi-Fi, but we'll just, like, try and all jump on one password. We'll just pay for one person's worth and then, like, sponge it. So we're doing that, and, like, sometimes the days were a bit boring, so I'd just be like, it's what started as, oh, we've got Wi-Fi, I'll check Instagram using Google Chrome because the Wi-Fi is not good enough to download Instagram, turned into like scrolling on Google Chrome on Instagram, which is like annoying and sad. And to the point where I was like, I don't think I'm ever gonna not want to go on this if it's there, right? Because even though Instagram isn't, in my mind, as good as it used to be, it's still something that I've always used. I think I joined Instagram like 2013 or some shit. And for a lot of the part, I like it. I don't necessarily like the short form video kind of thing, but I can scroll on Reels and I find it more entertaining than if I was on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. It just seems funnier and more entertaining, and less like heavily, I don't know, it's not, or at least my algorithm never seems as heavily like political or like problematic as other apps. So you got off Instagram
Yeah.
like, what, 2 years ago?
Fucking time ago.
Talk to me about that, right? Talk to me about that as an experience. How much were you using it beforehand? How was the
Loads.
transition?
Every time that I was unoccupied, I'd just whip my phone out and just scroll pointlessly.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a single thing about it that I miss.
Really? Not even at the start was there like a period where you were like you'd reach for it and it wasn't there?
I mean, at the start, I'd like reach for it and then I'd be like, oh, it's not there. I suppose just go on LinkedIn or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, at this point now, I don't even reach for my phone, really.
Well, that's what I was going to say as well. Like,
Eventually, you get so used to reaching for it and there being nothing to do.
Right. Yeah.
It becomes the tool that it's supposed to be again.
Yeah.
Like, the phone doesn't use me now. I use the phone when I need to contact someone. Otherwise,
Yes.
I am a lot more present in the world. If I'm on the bus, I'm not on the bus on my phone. I'm just on the bus. I might have music on, maybe, but I don't even take earphones with me everywhere that I go anymore.
Yeah, that's mad.
I'll just raw dog a fucking train.
That is a bit crazy.
You know what I
do love
I'll
music
just
on the
jump
train.
on the train and just look out the window and like, I'll be pretty happy doing it. You see a lot more.
Yeah, you do. And
You know what I mean?
one thing that I've always thought as well is my social media usage, even at its worst, has never been as bad as I think a lot of people's is. And it's never like, it's very rarely in public scenarios, but it's often like if I've got time at home, I'll be on it, and then I'll think,
for me,
I could have used this time
alone,
better.
I'd be on social media. If I'm with people, I'd never really sit there scrolling while there's someone in the room. And obviously, I live with my girlfriend now, so I'm normally with someone anyway. And if I'm not there, then I'm at work again with people. I find it quite rude when people just whip out the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's quite rare that I'm actually on my own. If I am, it's probably a commute to somewhere. And at this point, I don't really give a shit. Like, I'll just put on a podcast.
I think I'm unsure of what to do because obviously I need to have these apps I need the podcast account and I need like my music account because people book me through it.
You can post off a laptop, can't you?
I don't know if you can.
Can you not? I thought that you
Maybe
could.
on Instagram, but definitely not TikTok. But TikTok isn't really the problem. Like, I've got TikTok on my phone now, and I can't remember the last time I went on it. But I think also part of the reason, the thing that's been putting me off the idea of not being on Instagram, there's a little bit of the FOMO of like, oh, like I like seeing what my friends are up to and that.
Yeah.
But then also that's like nowadays the way that Instagram's organised, that's the tiny percentage of what I'm being shown.
If they're your real friend, you'll end up knowing because they'll tell you as well.
Yeah, well, exactly.
There's things that I've probably missed from people's lives, but
that's fine as well.
The people that are closest to me have not missed anything. I've not missed anything from your life.
Yeah, that's true.
I know everything that's happened in your life since I left Instagram.
Yeah.
You know everything that's happened in my life since I left Instagram.
Yeah.
If anything, it makes it so that you know who your proper mates are because you're not getting into contact just because you've seen something and, oh, well, I have to message now.
Yeah, that is true.
Like, you're in contact with people because you want to be.
Part of the thing that's putting me off, apart from the FOMO, is, like I say, I've had that Instagram for time, right? And although there's not still stuff on there from like 2013, I think the earliest shit is maybe 2017. And you never really were a big poster. You were just a scroller, right? Whereas
I lost maybe 6 posts.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Whereas like, I wonder, I don't even know where my phone is. I can tell you how many.
Download them, print them off, put them on the wall.
Well, this is what
you know what I mean?
This is what I was thinking. Like,
the world existed before all these bullshit apps.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to just go back to that. The only time where I feel like wrong for not having social media, and it's not my fault, is when my boss turns around when I ask him, like, oh, how are we doing on the incentive program for whatever?
Yeah.
Because we've got like a competition happening with the other clubs and stuff. I won't talk too much detail about it. It's very boring. But I'd ask him, oh, how are we doing on the league table? And he'd say, oh, if you were on the Facebook group, you'd know.
Yeah.
And I'd go, well, to be fair, I don't want Facebook.
Yeah.
So,
well, fuck all that as well. I've been on Facebook for time.
How about this? Since I'm asking you in person, why don't you just tell me
I'm here now. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because other than that, I literally, there's not a second of my day where I think, oh, do you know what I'd love to do right now is go on Instagram.
Yeah.
I just don't give a shit about it.
I have...
Digital marketing degree didn't help either because I saw how the sausage was made.
Yeah,
and the whole thing is an advertising platform masquerading as an entertainment platform. The reason it's free is because you're the product.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's free. And the only reason that people are entertaining you is because they want to make money. And the only reason they make money for entertaining you is because it keeps you on the app long enough that you'll see an advert which is paid for by a company.
Yeah. Like it's
So at that point, it's like, why am I watching adverts when I could just watch a 30-second ad on YouTube and then watch a 2-hour-long documentary about bird watching?
It's gone
That's right, motherfucker. Get on Listers. It's a brilliant documentary.
It's gone so far from what it used to be in terms of like a way of keeping in touch with people and expressing yourself. Like,
it used to be, this is the way I'm going to keep up to date about my friends' lives. Now, you barely ever see anything from your mates because you're too busy seeing stuff from like some influencer trying to sell you cream or, you know what I mean? Oh, it's a new face cream. It peels your skin right off. You know what I mean?
Because like I've just looked, I've got 262 posts, right? And part of what I've always liked is it's almost like we talked about with the band's account. when we were talking about ending the band, is like that is always there, right?
Yeah.
So like no matter what happens to any of the computers or laptops or phones that I have, like those photos are always there. But if the account is there, I'm so much more likely to go on it. Whereas if like I remember back in the day when I was getting sick of Tumblr, I just bit the bullet and I deleted my account. And like 2 days later, I kind of wished I hadn't, but also I've not been on it since. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, I had so much cool stuff on there, but at the same time, it's gone now, so fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, I am debating. I think maybe that is the answer, is to just save multiple copies of all the things that are on there. So I've got like backups of all of my past Instagram shit. Because also, it's not even just the photos. It's like your story archive and shit. Like, there's so much stuff on there. But I think I'm just going to have to like download it and fuck it off because I can't.
I mean, the thing is as well,
like,
is
there's got to be an end point. I can't
if
anymore.
the only way to access those memories is through that account, then you have to go on the account or you have to go on someone else's account to then look at your old account, which is a fucking weird thing to ask.
Yeah.
Sorry, can I just look at my old posts on your phone for a second?
Yeah. I think as an adult, right,
you won't miss it.
As a grown man, there has to be a point where I like take back agency and go, I can't just like keep letting this, because it also I try not to be.
Do you do that thing where when you're at home alone in the flat, you just sit there scrolling on your phone until Abby comes back?
Not all the time, but I think definitely sometimes there's days, like if I'm a bit...
Like, I could have tidied up today, but I spent the day on my phone.
Like, if I'm a bit tired and a bit sluggish, and if I wake up in a, like, mood, I'm so much more likely to just be like, okay, I'm just going to chill it. You know what I mean? When I could be doing other stuff. And, like, it's fine to have that little chill it moment for 20 minutes, but
do you know
then
what
I need to get up and do other stuff.
Since deleting Instagram and Facebook and shit,
Go on.
I wake up so much earlier. Naturally. I wake up at like 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning.
So
I used to be like a 1 in the afternoon. Like,
your sleep used to be more fucked though than it is now.
It used to be a lot more fucked, but like...
Were you staying up on your phone a lot?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I have the telly on when I fall asleep even now.
Right,
I fall asleep to sound, you know what I mean? But like, I think in the morning I'd wake up and I'd scroll on my phone and it'd take me forever to get out of bed because I'm too busy scrolling on my fucking phone. So like, I might have woke up at 8, but I'm only getting out of bed at about 10 because I'm scrolling. You know what I mean? Whereas now I wake up and my first thought is, right, I need to go and have a piss and have a shower. You know what I mean? You start living just a dead normal life. Like, you don't realise how normal your life just is without your phone until you don't really use it anymore. And then you're like, oh, all of the seconds in the day is still accounted for by something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think
the moments of quiet as well are like so much less uncomfortable now. So like, if I was sat there on a bench in a park, I would have just whipped my phone out and then been like, hope that no one looks at me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas now I'll happily sit on a bench in a park and go,
Yeah.
And I'll just look around and I'll see things. Oh, look at that!
And like,
blue tip.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Don't get me, don't get me wrong.
A hawk!
It's heading straight for me.
My lord, it's a kestrel. I hope it doesn't bite me.
Look at the fucking waveform for that. I've never been that bad where it's like taken me out of enjoying like nature. You know what I mean?
You won't even realise the times where it's taken away from it though.
That is true. Yeah.
Because you're too busy looking at your phone that you're not focusing on the nature that you're missing out on. You don't realise that you could have enjoyed that moment more.
Yeah.
Because you're perfectly content on your phone, you think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think there was a good period where it was probably when I had the two phones and it was separate where like, and I was still living here. I used to get up, I'd wake up in the morning, my alarm would go off, I'd get up, I'd open the curtains and then light would come in and I would be awake, right? But it's difficult. It's also more difficult now that like I'm gigging more often because there's more mornings where I've worked late and had a late night and I wake up feeling groggy and there's that split moment where the decision will decide the rest of your day. It's like, am I going to get up now and be active or do I just lie here and that has such a knock-on effect on the rest of your
Which light
day.
are your eyes going to see first today?
Yes,
the blue
right.
light off your phone, or the lovely, nice, warm light off the sun?
Yeah. And like that, it can make or break your day.
Yeah,
It's kind of
not
crazy how
wrong,
much
yeah.
it can make or break your day. And also, I'm not being too harsh on myself, and I think people shouldn't be too harsh on themselves to some degree, because like the way these things are now, they're designed for you to become addicted to them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, of course, you're gonna
So,
want to
like-
look at the
so,
thing
like,
that gives you dopamine.
Heather
all the
still
time.
uses Facebook,
Yeah.
right? And she'll save videos.
Is she
and then-
47 years old?
But like, I'll come home and she'll be like, "Oh, I've saved a couple of videos for you,"
Yeah.
and that's the extent of my relationship with social
Yeah.
media. She'll show me like 5 videos, and I go, "Oh yeah, they were quite funny,"
Yeah.
and I don't go, "Fucking hell, can we watch more of that fella?" Or like, "Oh,
Yeah,
that was dead interesting. Can we carry on with that?" Like,
Yeah.
I'll see a couple of clips and I'll go, "Oh yeah, they were pretty funny." Anyway, what should we put on the telly? You know what I mean? I'm still bad for screens and stuff. The telly's on a lot in ours, but
Yeah.
like, I don't know. There's a lot of sports
but
and
the
a lot
thing
of
is as well,
documentaries and shit.
You can't
know what I
take
mean?
the telly everywhere you go with you. You know
exactly.
What I mean?
When I'm on the bus, I'm not watching the telly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly. Like and the things that I think I will miss is like I like seeing videos, saving them, and thinking, oh, like Sean will find that funny or Jack will find that funny.
Do you
and
know
like,
what as well though? I think that the format of social media content now it's hit its sort of like homogenous,
yeah,
samey period where it's like there's one of about 3 formats that everything's going to take. It's either the okay, I'm an influencer doing this thing today, or it's like a clip with fucking text over the top of it and a robotic voice on it, or it's just like a meme.
You know what I hate? You know what I hate? Come with me while I don't want to come with you. Come with me on my day to do it. No,
Yeah.
I'd leave me alone. Leave me
I don't give
here.
a fuck about your day.
Exactly. I do
Come
not
with
want to
me
come
through
with
my day of advertising dross to you that you don't need. Here's my sponge that I definitely use every fucking day. Of course you do. Here's my sponge that I got sent for free because of how much I use it every day.
Such a Seinfeld-esque bit in it. Like, I don't want to come with you.
I don't want to come. Stop making me.
What's the deal with influencers?
What's the deal with Instagram? I mean, come on. It's a skin product.
And like, there's cool things about it, and I would
Like what? Name one.
Well, this is what I'm going to say as well. Like, the cool things about it, the funny videos, the being able to share them with my friends, the keeping up with what other people are doing, the being able to express myself through my posts, that's like 4 or 5 things. And as good as they are not better than the feeling of having spent too much time on it is worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you realize time has gone by and you thought, I really could have done something else with this hour. And then you feel like you're a fucking little sluggy wastrel of a human.
Do you know what it is for me? Is whenever I'm showing something from social media by whoever,
Yeah.
oh, have you seen this? And they show me like a video or something.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that thinks to myself, fucking hell, I have missed nothing in the past 2
Yes,
years.
yeah.
I've not missed a thing by not being on there.
Yeah.
Like the content is still the exact same now as it was 2 years ago when it was last on there. And I left because it was half shit then.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It is mad. Like, I do this a little bit, but I mainly do this with film. But some people will do this all the time where it's like, everything is a reference to a video. Have you seen this, right? And mine's always like, sometimes it'll be a funny video, but it's more often than not like, oh, did you see Ferris Bueller? This is like that bit in fucking Pirates of the Caribbean when he says that. You know what I mean? Like, whereas some people's like, oh, this is like that one video where that guy does that thing, you know? And it's like, it's just a fucking 20-second bullshit video. And
Have you
it's
seen
like, that's
that
cool.
meme where the guy says it's time to play the game?
And that's cool and it's funny and stuff, but like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. None of it matters.
The only time where I've been confused about a reference since deleting social media is this 6-7 thing, which I still don't understand what
Me
it
neither.
is.
I don't know what it is. and I don't
Apparently
know.
it's off a kid's TV show, so it's not even really a social media thing. But adults will only know about it either through their kids or through, I assume, some kind of social media reference that's been made to it, right? The first time someone went 6-7, I was like, what? And then I thought to myself, that must be an internet thing. And then I thought to myself, you look retarded. You look like a fucking muppet standing there going, 6-7? It's like, now I know what I looked like when I was 14.
Yes.
Saying, oh yeah, Opa Gangnam Style, and all of the adults are going, you know, what are you doing, you little meth? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, have you not seen on YouTube? You know what I mean?
Yeah, look-
Now watching fully grown adults being like 6, 7, I'm like, you look like a weapon.
It's
like,
funny, isn't it? Because to some degree you think, oh, if I'm going to be off social media, I'm going to miss all the references and I'm going to look stupid. But then when you spend time away from it, you're like,
The
oh,
reference is the stupid thing.
Yeah,
the thing
exactly.
that you're
like-
referencing is the stupid thing.
And look, like, more power to fucking everybody. Like, if you want to use it and stuff. But for
But
me,
the thing is that you don't want to use it, and I know
Yes,
that because
yeah,
you all
yeah.
keep talking about how you don't want to use it.
this
So
is
just stop.
this is also the
In
thing.
fact, no, don't stop because our podcast is on it. Carry on.
Yeah, yeah.
Stay on social
No,
media.
well, actually,
Hey, it's
you know-
the best. I'm an advocate.
You know what you should do is stop watching these clips and just go watch the whole fucking pod on YouTube or
Even
listen to
better,
it on
just go and
Spotify.
listen to it on
Yeah,
Spotify. Yeah.
like-
Listen to it while you walk around looking at, you know,
Blue tits,
blue tits and
topless avatars.
doing semaphore.
See, that's the kind of references I want. That's unbelievable. You know what I mean? Not, oh, have you seen this video
Yeah,
of the
have you
fucking
seen
preacher guy that goes, ah! Like,
Have you seen that video of a goat screaming? Fuck off.
like
6, 7.
fair enough. Like, if you want to be on it, you want to be on it. But half of my fucking, when I scroll Instagram, half of it is either stuff that's trying to get me to buy stuff that's trying to make me horny, or stuff that's talking about how much we all don't want to be on social media anymore, right? Which is fine.
Yeah, the
to
fact that every 5 videos you get a reminder being like, just a quick reminder that this is terrible for your dopamine, and then
Yeah.
you'll ignore it and then be like,
You go,
oh,
"Fair, fuck off, mate."
what's the next thing? Oh, boobs, okay. So, what's the next thing? Oh, okay, it's that goat again. Screaming. Okay.
So if you want to see more of goats, then head to the
Instagram.
Head to our
Discovery.
head to, you want to see more of these goats, head
Oh,
to
right,
our
yeah.
YouTube is what I was going for, or our
Right.
Spotify, and listen to the other episodes of the pod.
Yeah, and if you want to see people trying to make money on the internet, also
Yeah, well, yeah.
this or Instagram and
Yes.
TikTok.
Well, this is pure though. We're in this for the love of the
money
game,
off
man.
this. Yeah, this is
Like, it'd be nice to make
Labour
money
love.
off it, but the point is the discussion.
You know, I had an interview the other day,
Yeah.
and they asked me, what's your proudest non-academic achievement? And I actually got the numbers wrong. I said that it was approaching 100,000 listens on Spotify. I've added up the numbers. We're on 120,000.
Oh, is it?
Hurrah. But I told them
That's
this.
gone up quite a bit, hasn't it?
And it.
Yeah. that's it.
But I said, oh, yeah, 100,000 listeners on Spotify. And they went, oh, if you're doing that well, why isn't that what you're trying to do? Why are you in
Yeah.
this interview? And I literally had to say in front of a room full of people, those 100,000 streams probably equated to about 40 quid.
Yeah.
And we already spent that on new equipment.
Yeah.
Like, I've got bills to pay as well.
Yeah.
But that's just a labour of love.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. We're fucking in it for the love of the game.
Yeah, you have to be.
Right, well,
Otherwise, what the fuck else are we doing it for?
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Right, well, good episode.
Yeah,
Covered a
7
lot
hour
of-
podcast.
A lot of basis there. Last time, because you weren't here, I had to say the line, but I'll let you say the line at the end of this pod.
I always forget my line.
You have one line. We've been doing this pod for a year and a half. What do you say at the end of the
Oh,
pod?
stay hungry, bitch.